Hey guys, and welcome to this how-to video with me, 6 Plus Stevo. And in this one, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can save money and make your own magnetised carry case like this. Seriously? Hey guys, and before we get started, do excuse the strange angle. I'm trying something new here. I've never done a how-to video before, at least I don't remember doing one. Yeah, I needed a lot of space, and I want to be able to show you guys how to do this and talk you through a lot of things. So this is going to be new to me, new to you. Let me know in the comments if you think this type of video is good and you think the setup's okay. I've been struggling getting the camera angle just right, so hopefully everything works out really well. But yeah, carry cases. This is the current carry case that I have. This is from Battle Foam, and this is their sword bag, as it's called. And this set me back about, I think about 50 to 60 pounds. And it's served me pretty well. It's a good bag. It's got a pocket in the back for the codex. It's got pockets in the front for your dice and bits. And then it zips open like so. Like that. And we've got the usual, foam trays of various sizes. I've still got a lot of my miniatures in here now. And some of these were like the pluck foam, so you can change it to the size, and I've cut bits out to accommodate certain models and things, and it's served me pretty well, and it fits some decent sized ones. I've got a truck in there, I've fit a Death Dread and 3 cans, and in the early stages of my Orc army, this was all I needed. However, being an Orc army, a Horde army, the Horde grows rapidly, and I very quickly outgrew this case to the point where I had an really old eggshell type GW case that currently holds all my boys, my slugger boys, and then I've just got a couple of like big giant Tupperware boxes for things like my extra cans that I got, and my Gorknaut, who's way too big to fit in something like this. Yeah, so I've started outgrowing this case, and it's just not really fit for purpose anymore. So I wanted to upgrade to magnetic cases. And magnetic cases are really, really cool, because the trouble with these foam cases is they protect your miniatures pretty well. They're good, they can cushion it from any angle. If you drop it, it's all protected and soft and safe. But you sometimes do get breakages in these. Things like boss poles on orcs and little spindly bits, especially if you play other factions. Things like Dark Eldrin now, that are very, very thin, very fragile models. Spear tips and things can easily get caught in the foam, and then when you remove them, you can break little bits off and things. And sometimes, as you're sort of closing it up and you sort of squash it down a bit, you can break bits and things. So it's not perfect. It's some people really like the foam solution, but I think magnets and magnetic storage cases are the way forward. So with that in mind, show you what I've come up with. This is what I've made, and as you can see in there at the moment, hopefully that's catching out on camera, that has got 2 Death Dreads and 6 killer cans in there, and they are held in with magnets. And yeah, this is a fantastic storage solution, because they don't rub against each other at all. They're not touching anything. The only thing that's making contact with anything is the base, and to the surface. That none of the weapons, none of the parts are making contact with other miniatures or the sides of the case at all. And I can I'm giving that a fairly, and they're not budging at all. So as you can see, this is very sturdy. You know, I can, here we go. So there you go. I think that gives you some idea just how awesome this storage solution can be. And this is something I've made myself for relatively cheap amount of money and very little labour, as you're going to see, because I'm going to make one on camera live and show you the tools you need, the bits you need. We're going to go through the prices of everything and where you can get these things from. So I'm going to try and be as helpful as possible in this video, because in looking into this and wanting to make my own storage solution for my Orcs, I asked for some help on the unification group, and the guys were really helpful, but I had to go out and sort of ask for a lot of advice on various other things and just points I wasn't quite sure of, because before you go out spending money, you want to make sure you're spending it on the right things. You don't want to waste a load of money and time making something that doesn't quite work or doesn't quite achieve what you wanted it to. So it's definitely worth, you know, talking to the community and getting some ideas. And this, you know, exact solution might not work for you, but maybe you can take some ideas from it and then incorporate it into your own storage solution. But yeah, magnetic storage, I think, is the way to go. For a while there, I was looking into Battle Foam again, because I'm really pleased with this. I think they're a cool company, great service, but they are quite high end. You know, they're quite pricey, and their range they do, called Magna Racks, is what I was initially looking into getting for myself, but very quickly I was put off because the prices are steep. The Magna Rack storage cases they do, the storage solutions, range from between £100 to £300+ for the really big ones. And being an Orc player with a large Orc army, obviously I wanted something that can store a lot of miniatures, and you know, and with scope to expand as well, because I want this to be able to store my current army and still have space to expand. And so I don't have the money for that sort of thing, unfortunately. So I started looking into, you know, other companies. There are other companies out there, there's like A-Case and things, and other companies that do similar solutions a bit cheaper. I think Battle Foam are probably the best ones out there. They are, you know, the kits that they do, the cases they do, and are very cool, and they're highly customizable. But you do pay a premium, you really, really do. And I think that my solution is probably just as good or close to as good for a fraction, I mean a fraction of the price that Battle Foam are charging for theirs. So yeah, without further ado, let me show you how you can make one of these and what you need. So let's get these bits up here. Get the tape measure up there. So you need super glue to glue your magnets to your bases, and then you need some magnets. Now the magnets I got are what's called rare earth magnets, and there's a line of them there, really strong magnets. I'll probably do another video and go into the use of magnets and sort of a how-to guide on how to get them stuck to your bases, but I've got two different sizes of these. I've got 100 3x3mm by 2mm rare earth magnets, and I've got 50 4mm by 3mm rare earth magnets. These 50 cost me £4.49 on eBay with free postage, and 100 of these ones cost me £7 on eBay with free postage. So I mean, pocket money really, and you can buy, you know, smaller amounts if you don't need so many. But these small ones for like the grot size bases, one magnet per base will do you. So you know that will do a lot of bases, and it's just literally on the bottom of the base, blob of super glue, stick the magnet in, make sure it's the right way, and you're good to go. Yeah, it's a fantastic, very cheap, Depends on how large your army is and how many bases you've got to magnetise. Particularly large models like my Def Dreads and Cans, for example, I used 2 of the larger ones. I don't know if I actually needed to because they're stuck on really well. I might have got away with 1, but I wanted to be, extra safe. And just a little note of warning as well: when you are magnetising your bases, you don't want to go too big because these magnets are strong, or too many, because you do risk, when removing the miniature from the base, from the case itself, if the magnets are sticking too hard, you may break like the joins of the super glue or fragile parts of the model when trying to remove it. So you want to get that balance between held firm on the in the case, but not held so firm that you risk breaking it. And also a top tip I would say is try and pick up the miniatures by the base when removing them from the case, and that way you eliminate the risk of pulling the miniature off its own base. So next thing you need is this stuff. This is galvanized sheet metal, and the one I've got here is 0.9 millimeters thick, so it's just under 1 mil thick, and it is what size is it again? Let me just look at my notes. 340 mil by 210 mil. And what I did, I ordered these from eBay, and there's loads of places, Amazon, eBay and things, that are selling sheet metal in various sizes, cut to size and good to go. None of them are selling them in the exact size I wanted, but I got in contact with the seller of these and said, could you cut them to a specific size for me? And they agreed, no problem at all. I gave them my measurements, and told them how many I wanted, and they were really good. They delivered them very quickly. However, initially when I got them, the first one I took out and I put into my case to line it up was too big, and I thought, oh god, I've got the wrong measurements, I've screwed up, and I've just bought a load of rubbish basically. But no, it turned out that 2 of them they hadn't quite cut right, and they were a bit bigger than I'd asked for. But I got in contact with them, and they very quickly sent me out 2 more correct ones. And yeah, but 7 of these cost me £35 with free delivery. And obviously that's only if you need 7. If you only want to make 1 of these, you only need 1. So yeah, very cheap indeed. And obviously the last thing you need, well, not the last thing you need, but one of the last things you need, the most obvious thing you need, is a case itself. This case is a storage case from a company called Really Useful Box. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of these, especially if you work in offices and things. This is a 9 litre capacity one. You can get them in clear, and then I didn't realise until I went into the shop that you can get them in colours as well. And I thought these black ones were quite cool, so it sort of hides what's in there a little bit, and I quite like these. And I got these at a really good deal. A stationery store near me called Ryman's. They were selling these 3 of this size for £16 for 3 of those. And then they did smaller ones as well, which I will show you later, and they were doing those for 2 for £8. So really, really good prices. And as you can see, they're great because you've got the lid that comes off, the clips at the side, hold the lid in really firm. That's not going anywhere. And they're stackable as well. If you take another one, like the one I made earlier, Blue Peter Styly, they stack on great. They don't connect together, but they stack really well. Makes it really easy to carry a load. So there you go. And then the last thing you need is something to stick your metal sheeting to your box. And for that, I went with this stuff from Evo Stick, and it is called, I kid you not, Sticks Like Shit. And it's just an all-weather adhesive, a really, really strong, good glue. That cost me, I think it was about £7 from the hardware store. Not much at all, and there's a lot in here as well. I was advised by someone to get 2-part epoxy resin, I believe it's called, which would be a really good solution. It would stick metal to plastic really, really well. It's sort of a glue that comes in two parts, two tubes, and you can get them in a syringe that sort of mixes the two parts together, and then they react and form a really hard, really strong bond. But they come in really small tubes for about the same price as that, and I think I probably would have run out because I've made several of these. I've just saved this one so I can make one on camera and show you guys. But yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. So we need to take the lid off and get this ready. So just make sure the box is clean of dust and debris and anything inside. These are clean because they're brand new. That's that. I'll pop that to the side there. And then we've got to get our sheet metal. Doesn't matter which side, pick the side that's prettiest. There's a few marks and things on this. Be careful not to cut yourself on these, because they are fairly sharp at the edges, but these have been like, I don't know, they've been cut in a machine or laser cut or something, I don't know, but they're cut very crisp, very neat. And that's why I probably spent that little bit extra getting the company to cut them to the exact size for me. You could get something that's the approximate size and with tin snips or something, cut it yourself, and you probably would save yourself a bit of money. I didn't want to do that for two reasons. One, I didn't want to go through the effort of doing that, and two, I didn't want it to look crap. I wanted it to look really nice and neat, and you could clip along, but you're never going to get it quite as neat as these big industrial machines are going to do, unless you've got that kind of tools and equipment in your home. And if you have, then yeah, you can save yourself a few quid and do it that way. But this is going to be a real simple how-to guide, guys, because it really is really, really easy. So, get your sticks like shit. Really orky product. I love it. That is what an orc would call glue. Sticks like zogging shit. So move these magnets out of the way. These magnets are so strong they're already firing, dragging themselves towards the ship. But here we go. Get the glue pumping out. Here we go. So what I do with this as well is I just do little dabs, and I just all the way across, sort of polka dot pattern, all the way across the sheet metal, just to get good coverage over all of it. But I didn't want to cover it in the glue because I didn't want it sort of squelching out the sides and things, or forming sort of air bubbles and things inside. So what I do is thus, just get that coming out there. There we go. So yeah, I just dab dots, sort of about 1 centimetre apart, and you don't have to be too neat with it. Go fairly near the edge, and just cover as much as possible. I'm sort of doing, I don't know how close it is to the camera, but I'm basically doing like sort of half pea-sized amounts. I tell you what, it gives you a good flipping wrist workout, this as well, squeezing this trigger. And this stuff sets quickly, so you don't have much time. You do get a bit of time to sort of adjust it and wiggle it. It's not like super glue, it doesn't just sort of go straight away, but it does set pretty quick, so you don't want to be hanging about with this. When I did a whole load of these, one after the other, it does get quite tiring. You need to sort of have a break between, because once you start, you can't stop. And this is the last one of these I've made, and I've still got 3/4 of this glue left. So I think I've definitely made the right decision getting this rather than the 2-part epoxy stuff. So we're almost there. Sometimes it sticks and doesn't quite make a dot. It sort of will drag along like a sort of almost like a toothpaste, but that's fine. Like I said, you don't have to be pretty with this bit. This bit won't really be seen, especially if, like me, you opt for getting black boxes rather than clear ones. They don't cost any extra either, the black ones, the colours. They did them in, I think there was pink ones as well, if that's your bag. Good if you're doing Slanesh Army, I guess. I would have liked a green one, but I didn't see any green ones in the store. But if they do a green, that'd be great for orcs. And if you're going to things like conventions and stuff and you're going out and about and this is going to be seen by other people, you might want something that hides what's in it, possibly out of shame, possibly because you don't want some tow rag to steal them. But clear is good as well. You can see into these even though they're black, you know, they are still see-through. But that in itself has a benefit because maybe you only want to take part of your army, or you want to know what models are in there at a glance, and being able to see into it is very useful in that respect. So there we go, we've done our dots on there. So that's ready to go. I'll take up the camera so that I don't have that picks it out. Probably reflecting too much, but you probably see it on there. And then it's literally a case of getting your box, thus, lie that in there, push it up to the side. And that's it. I will literally just press it down a bit. You just want to go all round, just pressing down. You can move around. Now I measured the inside of these boxes. I got the boxes first, measured the inside, and then ordered the sheet metal to size. So you could get different size boxes, maybe a different brand of box or a similar sort of thing, and then get a sheet metal cut to size. But yeah, this is, it's got a couple of mil either side to be able to sort of wiggle around basically, and just line it up as straight as possible. And you can kind of see from underneath, and as well, like if I do that now, it's already sticking. But it takes 24 hours to set fully, and so there is still a bit of movement in it and stuff. And the thing is, the only thing I would say is that on the bottom of these boxes, because it's plastic, there is a bit of flex, so it does flex a bit. The sheet metal itself has a bit of flex in it, and that is where it could come unstuck a little bit. I've tested it out pretty well with the ones I've made. It seems really sturdy to me. I think I don't foresee these ever coming off unless I really try to. I think if you really wanted to remove it, you could, but I think it would be a ball ache to do, to be honest. I don't see this going anywhere. And for my needs, I think it's going to serve me really well. But there you go. Done. It's literally that simple. All you have to do is get a sheet of sheet metal cut to size, the box, stick it in, you're done. That's it. Glue your magnets into your bases and you're good to go. Let me just clean up my glue gun here. Before this stuff drips all over the table, sticks everywhere. Get the cap back on it. The gun, the glue gun thing itself, sorry guys, I don't know how much it cost. The reason why is because I borrowed it off a friend at work, because I only intend to use it for this, so I'll give it back to him after that. But I don't think they're much. I think they're a few quid if you want one, or if you know someone you can borrow one off, or if you've already got one. But that's it. That is done. That's done. I don't need to do anything else to that now. Tomorrow it'll be fully set and ready to go. But yeah, that is, well, you've seen the Death Dread one. So as you can see, that one's done, and I've got more that I've already made. So I've got 3 this size. Now these can fit in them trucks, Death Dreads, killer cans, any of those sort of vehicles. Battle wagons shouldn't be a problem in here at all. My Gorkanaut is too big for these, and the only reason he's too big, I think, really, is because of the pose I've got him in. I've got his claw right up in the air. But you can get different sizes of these, and the great thing about these is they come in all sorts of sizes, these really useful boxes, and this is why I opted for this brand, because they also do these smaller size ones, and these are amazing for your infantry. I'll show you what I've got in here. In here currently, try and get that up on the camera there. You can see there's a fair few infantry in there. What's in here at the moment is 30 grots, a few ammo runts and grot oilers, and then my tank busters, which is I've got 25 tank busters on 32mm bases, and I've got 7 bomb squigs in there as well. So yeah, a fair few infantry in that. Ignore that slide, the tank busters themselves aren't yet magnetised. The grots and the squigs are. The tank busters are currently awaiting their magnets. But yeah, and there's, if I wanted to, I could still fit a few more in there as well. So, and again, they're not touching each other. I'm not going to shake this one because some of them aren't magnetised yet, but I can demonstrate for you. On one of the larger sheets. So, like I say, these grots have got the tiny little magnets in them. They're just not going anywhere at all. And these size boxes in the shop were 2 for £8, so £4 each. The 7 sheets of metal were effectively £5 each, approximately. So yeah, for £9, have a storage case like that. And I intend to get, because I bought more, this is what I've got at the moment, 3 of these and 2 of these, but I intend to get at least 2 more of this size to fit all my infantry in. These ones are going to be for my trucks and my def dreads and things like that. And even my Met guns that I've converted and made all fit in these. These are like 3 inches high. In this one, again, not yet magnetised because I haven't got round to magnetising them all yet, I've got my War Boss in there, I've got my big mech in there, and he's a pretty big fella. I've got the Mega Knobs, all with boss poles. Now, 1 or 2 of the Mega Knobs are just the top, like a couple of mil too tall. So a few exceptionally tall ones will have to go in these cases. But some of them, literally the tip of their boss poles just rub against the thing. There's also a solution to that. These lids can be changed because the really useful box also do extended lids. So with this case, if you did have some miniatures that are a little bit too big, but you didn't want to go the whole hog and put them in boxes like this, you can get larger lids. Same with these. Say you've got something like a Morkanaut or a Gorkanaut that wants to go in here and he's just a little bit too big, you can get the extra high lids that add like 2 to 3 inches of height to it, which is amazing. But I can't say enough good thing about these boxes because they also do things with inserts. So you can get inserts that go into them which divide up and separate little things. So you could have one of these for a bits box, or you could have one of these with your dice and your counters and your tokens and your cards and things in there, and incorporate that into your storage case. So you can have magnetised ones for your infantry, ones with separators for all your dice and your laser pointers and your pens and whatever else you need. And yeah, now to get all of that, let's add it up now quickly. Let me do some quick maths in my head. So for these 5 boxes was £24. It was £35 for 7 sheets of metal, because I've got 2 extra when I buy some more of these. So we're looking at about £60 there. Plus you're looking at the magnets in total cost me about 12 quid. The price of your super glue, which we're all going to have knocking about anyway. The price of the glue was about 7 quid, which again is just pocket money stuff really. It's really cheap, really cheap. Now you imagine if I had gone to Battlefront to buy magnetic Magnarack case that would do the equivalent of this, it would cost me a lot. We'd probably be looking at around the 200, 250 mark. I've managed to do it for, I don't know, let's say around about £70 for this. And if your arm is smaller, say you've got a kill team, you only need one of these, or maybe even a half-size one, because they do these in all sorts of sizes. And it's just a fantastic way to store. They've also got little holes in the side of the lids as well. So if you wanted to, for extra storage, you could put a bungee cord or something around there, tie it up. But yeah, I am really chuffed now that I've got the perfect storage solution for my orcs. And this, I think, is really going to help me paint as well. Yeah, for those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, you know I'm not the most motivated painter. I do a lot of building, a lot of converting, but I'm not great with the painting. And a big part of the reason that is the sort of ball ache of getting set up. And when all my stuff is in a foam case and I've got to open it up and dig through, whereas this, I can take a miniature out, I can be painting, halfway through painting, I can pop him back in his magnetised case, pop the lid back on. I know he's free from dust. I don't have to leave him out on the side because he's half done. Because I can just go straight in half painted, and then you can come back to him later. And it's great in game. At the end of a game, putting my miniatures away, a lot of them, the holes in my foam case were cut to a sort of a specific shape and size to accommodate certain miniatures. And at the end of a big game, you're tired, especially if you've lost the game, and you're putting these miniatures away. It's probably the worst part of the game is packing your stuff up. It's a real ball ache, and trying to remember, you're putting them in, you're like, oh, I've still got these ones left, but they don't fit in any of them holes, so it means I put one of the other ones in the wrong thing, and I've put the knob where the weird boy should go, or whatever. You don't get that problem with this. If they fit in there, it's literally a case of he's dead, put him in. As simple as that, and then pop the lid on them at the end. It's amazing. I love it. I'm also planning maybe to label these boxes, so I might, label one up cans, label one up trucks, etc. Boys, tank busters, whatever. So you could, at a glance, have a label on the side telling you exactly what's in there. That's optional though. Another thing you can do is stick little labels down on your metal case that says what goes on it. Maybe little colour-coded dot labels. So you could put like little green labels for your boys and little yellow ones for your grots, or write little labels so you can see exactly where each one goes on it if you wanted to go that far. I'm probably not going to do that, but yeah, I think this is going to be a great solution. It's expandable. When you fill it up and you need more, you can just go and buy a couple more of these and stack them up. And yeah, I just think it's amazing. I don't think I'm going to look back, really. Foam cases are a thing of the past for me, and spending a lot of money with these companies that make these cases is also going to be a thing of the past for me, because I think these are going to do me really well. They probably wouldn't be good for if you're travelling, overseas and things, for tournaments and stuff. Yeah, you're probably not going to be much good there, but for me, if I'm just travelling to a friend's house, or even in the car, I can put these in the boot of the car, safe in the knowledge that they're pretty well protected. They're not going anywhere, and yeah, I'm pleased with it, guys. So anyway, but yeah, this is my attempt at a how-to video and a bit of a guide for you guys anyway, and just to talk you through, what I've done, my solution to it. And yeah, I've watched a lot of other YouTubers and things that have done similar things, and got the ideas from them, and tweaked it slightly. But yeah, this is sort of my version of it. Also, another little tip for you, what you could do with these lids, if you didn't want to have it like this, say you wanted to make it a bit more of a proper carry case, you could drill 2 little holes in this plastic lid and put your own handle on there, so you could have a carry handle on there. Like I said, these lock-in bits at the side, they hold it really firm, so you could easily put a handle on there. I'm sure there's a way you could put in, so you could have a strap on there and strap it up, and there's a lot of possibilities. These really useful boxes are really useful, and moderately cheap as well. They're a bit more expensive than other versions of these sort of same, you know, storage boxes. You could go to other stores and get much cheaper ones, but I think this brand is probably worth sticking with because they're a well-known brand. They're going to be around for a long time, and all their stuff's made to connect together and be modular. So if you've got an expanding army, you want your storage solution to be able to expand with it. And I don't see any better solution than this. So yeah, there you go, guys. I hope that's been helpful to you. Let me know what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I do have a competition coming up very soon. We're getting very close now to 2,000 subscribers. As soon as I hit that 2,000 subscriber number, we're going to be doing a really cool giveaway on this channel, so I can give a little something back to you awesome viewers and subscribers out there. But anyway, for now, guys, this is 6 Plus Steve-O signing out.